Republican Party doesn't care about you at all. Absolutely not. Because, as you can see with this brand new self-aggrandizing message from our beloved Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, who we were promised, it was screamed from the rooftops, Mike Johnson is based, he votes MAGA every single opportunity that he gets. Heck, he even writes good to appeal to the people that are out there. It's just snake oil from a different cellar. Since I became Speaker in late October, I have clearly and consistently told the White House and Leader Schumer that we must secure our own border before we secure another country's. Yeah, interesting. For some reason, the Biden administration waited until this week to even begin negotiations with Congress on a border issue. While that work should continue, the House will not wait around to receive and debate a rushed product, and he is getting dragged for this. You can see the ratio right there, because everybody is noting, didn't you just give another $600 million to Ukraine? How much money did he give to another place? We don't need to worry about that, because they're our greatest ally. You have betrayed the American people, and you are no different than McCarthy. You just sold us out again. We need a new party. We will never have a change with this lobbying Republican uniparty. What are they referencing right there? Well, funny you should ask. Illegal spying on Americans is okay, though. Enjoy your holiday, traitor. Talking about a brand new surveillance. It's just, once again, just re-upping the old echoes of the old Patriot Act, which it a few years ago it didn't get turned over again. But these are the lingering effects of that. And as you can see right there, Mike Johnson, straight out of Louisiana, there he is, voting directly alongside 147 yays for the NDAA. And somebody else who you're going to notice on there, who we're going to be talking about in the rest of this right here, is just a nice YouTube exclusive preamble, because your boy's video on this subject ended up getting demonetized. And because YouTube is being weird, it's not giving me a reason. I think it's mostly because in the first 30 seconds I make vague allusions to something, but that's totally fine over on Rumble. It's all great and stuff like that. And you're still going to get the unedited version of this. I just wanted to really drive this home, because this wasn't a subject that really had enough substance, at least in my opinion, to dedicate an entire video to. But I just wanted to show you that the Republican Party, once again, here's another instance of them not caring about you. They could give two shits what happens to you guys specifically. They're more concerned about their constituents halfway across the world in a place that definitely needs our help a lot more than we need theirs. Even though you can listen to the messaging coming out of the party, but they will go ahead and try to say that it's the other way around, specifically. And shout out to Nikki Haley, who said that we need their support more than they need theirs. Yeah, so you wonder why she's the one who's surging in the polls, getting all of the establishment uniparty support and endorsements. Yeah, makes a whole heck of a lot of sense now, doesn't it? But the Republican Party, man, it doesn't care about you. It is more concerned about the appearance of looking like they give a shit. But at the end of the day, when the rubber hits the road, they are just as censorious, just from simply looking at the other side of that two-headed uniparty coin. So on with the regular scheduled programming. Appreciate your guys' time, and we'll catch you in the next one. Those of you who have been following me on Twitter, X, whatever we want to call it, have been noticing that your boy's been doing some noticing lately, and it's something that I've been aware of for a while. It's just I've become a little bit more vocal about it in recent months because of, very obvious reasons. Not because I, have any sort of preconceived notions. It's just simply, there's some things that really line up. No, I'm being purposely vague because, it's YouTube after all, and we know who runs YouTube. But now that one side of this conversation has really overplayed their hand in so much as they're eliciting any kind of support that they can get from some of the wildest actors that are out there, literally claiming anything is anti-Semitic, in so much as criticizing a government is now, by extrapolation, criticizing a people, which is the most backwards-assed logic that I'm likely to see in a long time. But then I remember, these are the same people that think that marriage in the 21st century can be held together if men just pray harder and wife up these hoes. So they aren't exactly the most thoughtful individuals, but now, over the past couple of months, they have really accelerated their spurgery, and that became painfully apparent when the trad cucks and the boomer cons were unironically listening to college kids. Follow me along on this for a second and just, cast your mind back to a previous time and see if they would laugh or side with these individuals. But because of the feelings of college kids, now we're calling for the cancellation of professors and administrators. Yeah, that's so weird that you would have all of these free speech warriors go ahead and side with feelings over facts. It's one of those things, man, where the moment that one of those two accusations that are so powerful on the right end up getting levied towards you, if you're a misogynist or if you're anti-Semitic, them be canceling terms over there on the right. But ground zero of this insanity in the moment where it's like, there's some people that, just can't be helped at this point in time. And if you're unironically saying that college campuses need to be safe spaces for certain students, it's like you guys have kind of lost the plot on this one. I'm going to be over here doing literally anything else. So there was a big congressional hearing because Congress has literally nothing better to do than hear about the whims and tears of college kids. They decided to drag, Yale, Harvard, and Penn University presidents. I do believe that it was the presidents that were down there, and they had this a big discussion. And all I seen was some of the footnotes. All I seen was just a bunch of bitches in a room just nattering at each other. And it's like, I could do with literally anything else. I'll go talk about shit that's in the fucking theaters right now. But Elise Stefanik ended up getting her, she had her Ted Cruz moment where she was going to berate, are any calls of genocide not worthy of condemnation? And then a couple of the bitches that were on the panel there just waffled back and forth, and one of them ended up losing their job or something like that. I don't really know in the grand scheme of things, okay? Because I look at the people that are up there, and normally they're going to be championing some goofy-ass causes in the grand scheme of things. So if everybody in that room would end up losing their job, okay, I don't think the world would be a worse off place. So I was kind of rooting for mutually assured destruction if we're going to be keeping it a buck on this one. And so my ambivalence towards the subject would have stayed there if not for SNL's unfunny ass lampooning the situation, and then instead of getting pushback for just simply being Saturday Night Live in 2023 with a veritable who's that in their cast, now they're getting dragged for being anti-Semitic. It's like, wow, how far are these former free speech warriors? How far have they fallen if you're trying to cancel? Let me check my notes again. All right, Saturday Night Live. You guys are wild. Elise Stefanik's office rips SNL's unfunny, morally bankrupt comedians for spewing anti-Semitic trash. How so? How so? Because whenever, especially in the past few months, whenever I see that get levied, it's like, can we just, actually get to the bottom of what's said? Because that's getting thrown around like it's 2010 and we're on the left here and everybody's a racist. So just stop it for a second. In a sketch mocking her for challenging the vile answers from the university presidents in Congress, top Republican, which is another big problem with that shitty party, Elise Stefanik's team is firing back at NBC's Saturday Night Live's appalling sketch depicting testimony by the presidents of Harvard, UPenn, and MIT. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, forgive me, Yale. Not like they care. Regarding anti-Semitism at the nation's top university. Stefanik's line of questioning featured in the sketch, which, if this is what Saturday Night Live is doing, no wonder their ratings are, only slightly better than Monday Night Raw's, came during a hearing last week where she put the liberal university presidents on the hot seat, asking them whether calling for the genocide of the Jews would violate their school's code of conduct. I can already see where the line of questioning was going to go on that one. Oh, then you have people supporting Hamas. But then it's so funny. It's so funny. That side wants to go ahead and marry a political movement with a people. But then on the other side of that, they don't want to reconcile with, people in general, not even knowing what Hamas is, and then just trying to support the people, not the government. It's kind of weird in that situation. But when it comes to these leftist factions just trying to weaponize this very real, very legitimate cause, yeah, I could do without. Again, mutually assured destruction for leftists. They're just totally worthless to the situation. But continuing on, the presidents were labeled anti-Semites. Oh, okay, and blasted for failing to immediately condemn any calls for genocide. I remember when Trump was in office, especially during the presidential debates where every other question was, oh, Mr. President, can you go ahead and condemn white supremacy? And all the same people who are right now saying that all of those presidents at prestigious universities, they're all anti-Semites. Meanwhile, you could just go ahead and do some simple accounting and figure out who's funding these universities, who's ultimately paying these bitches to be there. Oh, right, yeah, they're the anti-Semites, right? Because they wouldn't kneel fast enough? You principleless fuckers. You make me sick. And while SNL thought the congressional testimonies were a laughing matter, well, yeah, because it's so absurd. Will you go ahead and condemn anti-Semitism? It's like, what the fuck is anti-Semitic? Can we define terms? Oh my god, you hate the Jews! It's like, can we fucking figure some shit out here first and foremost? The consequences were real, yes, for UPenn's Liz McGill, who was forced to resign following the backlash, which is so fucking wild, man. Somebody was actually canceled because they didn't hop high enough. Well, I'm sure Liz McGill probably backed some insufferable shit. Her getting fired because she didn't ultimately want to support the right for other students to protest for a free Palestine, because that's ultimately where that line of questioning, oh, any calls for genocide, or are those immediately condemnable? It's like, we know where you're going to be going. Did you know that you had pro-Hamas protesters on your campus and they literally call for the... Yeah, we get it. We get it. I would just like to see this much amount of care being paid to, oh, I don't know, the southern border, the economy flailing, inflation through the roof. No, don't worry about any of that stuff. We need to worry about, tearful gender studies students. Fuck off. Top advisor for the leadership Republican told the Daily Mail that although Stefanik did not watch the skit, holy fuck, man, like it's a one-to-one of all of those outrage mobs from like the 1990s where, yeah, I didn't necessarily watch The Simpsons, but I do think that it should be taken off the air. All of those moral outrage mobs that, yeah, no, I didn't pay attention to any of it, but that's not real Christianity. They play that heavy metal music with the loud guitars. I didn't listen to any of their music. I had aides listen to me for that, but I'm really outraged about it, you fuckers. Her office has been flooded with messages from Republicans and Democrats who were appalled by and disgusted by the anti-Semitic trash spewed by unfunny, morally bankrupt comedians. Now, if we didn't have the previous and we only had the latter, unfunny, morally bankrupt comedians, I would be fine with that. But now you're trying to joke police. You're trying to joke police while also saying that you're all about the free speech enshrined by the First Amendment. Come on, man. SNL made history with the worst cold open ever. No. They've got way worse stuff than that ever. Because everyone knows. Oh, right. Everybody knows, right? There is absolutely no humor in the vile answers of the university presidents regarding their failure to condemn calls of genocide of the Jewish people. Oh, my fucking Christ. Senior advisor Alex DeGrasse. I'm sure, pal. But Elise Stefanik should be happy that, she got a noticeable upgrade there. If the speech turns into conduct, it can be harassment. Yes. Sounds like a pretty reasonable answer if we're going to be completely honest. It's kind of like how idiots will just go ahead and say, well, you can't say fire in a crowded theater. No, you fucking idiot. That has to be presaged by actionable speech. It's called the Brandenburg test for a fucking reason, okay? There's very defined restrictions on freedom of speech, and yeah, McGill actually had a reasoned response to that. If the speech turns into conduct, it can be harassment. Yes. Now, I gave her flowers in that situation. I would just like to see her response for somebody who was accidentally misgendered, okay? Because you have 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. These are two heads of the same coin here. Pressed further, she said, it is context-dependent decision, Congresswoman. Yeah, exactly. What's wrong with it? What is wrong with this? Harvard President Claudine Gay and MIT President Sally Kornbluth. All women, huh? Yeah, we need more women in leadership, right? Because then you end up getting fucking debacles like this. Gave similar responses to Stefanik. In a statement Saturday, Stefanik said McGill's forced resignation is a bare minimum of what is required. You didn't simp as hard as the rest of the Republican Party does for our greatest ally in the Middle East, therefore you deserve to lose your job. Very interesting, but the Republicans are the anti-cancel culture party, right? 1 down, 2 to go. Yo, what the fuck? I will condemn that. I've condemned acts like this when Democrat lawmakers do the exact same shit, trying to headhunt private citizens. Okay, because these are still private institutions, by the by. She's trying to get people fired because she didn't like the answers that she received. I would just like to say, where is all the vim and vigor for where, big tech CEOs were talking about the censorship that they were openly doing, giving even more obfuscated answers to this stuff and simply hand-waving that stuff away? Where was all of that resolve against them? All of those lying hacks? No, you save it for God's chosen students. Unfucking believable. Universities across the United States have been accused. Again, now we believe all accusations. We believe all victims. What the fuck are we doing? Failing to protect Jewish students amid rising fears of anti-Semitism worldwide and a fallout of Israel's intensifying war in Gaza. Yeah, exactly. It's like, people might end up getting pushback because they're bombing hospitals and apartment buildings or whatever's left standing. We're like a couple months into this stuff. But I mean, come on, guys. We have very credible threats like this popping up on schools everywhere. Scrawled on the wall of a Hebrew school in San Francisco. So it's an exclusively Hebrew school, right? Children arrived for classes to see the message, kill Jews. Oh my God. Because terrorizing children is the way to free Palestine. See, guys, free Gaza, kill, underscore, kill Jews, Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Why would somebody write, and if you're familiar with any of the notes that these kind of situations tend to elicit, you'll notice that they really like, symmetrical columns with their letters. If you know, you know, and if you don't, then just look up anthrax letters. But the proper term, by the way, it's Allahu Akbar. It's not some poorly scribbled shit dick false flag attack. But no, guys, we need to take all of this stuff seriously, and we need to deport all of the Palestinian supporters because well, if I talk any further, YouTube will have me banned. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with right here at the end of 2023. For as many good things as we've seen recently, there's still this ever-present cloud letting us know who actually pulls the strings at the end of the day. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. Holy crap, I've been recording a lot lately, and your boy's about to take a nice little well-deserved quasi-vacation here for the last couple of weeks of the year. So take care, everyone. Bye. Thanks. Wonderful. Fantastic. Okay, don't do anything that's scribbled on walls and stuff. Take care, everyone. Bye.